Hello, hello, hello. I am doing a little bit of learning as I go. So if you can just bear with me while I figure out what's up, that would be helpful. I'm trying to see, am I actually streaming? Oh, looks like I am. All right, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? We are going to clear some cards. After that, we're going to do a little bit of Reiki, a little Reiki micro session. And then after that, we're going to get back into the cards. We're going to look at our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. And then after that, we will start doing readings for people who are in the room. Let's just see how this works out for us here. Looks like I may have to adjust my light again. I don't like that big glare. We'll see what happens. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. You guys, if you're in the room, feel free to say hi. Let me know that you're here. That way I know I'm not talking to dead air. That makes life much more fun. Much more fun for me. And honestly, I'm here to have fun. Reading is a part of that. Reading for you that are here is a part of that. But I do this because I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's clear our clarifiers. And then we'll get going. Feel like I'm at a poker table. Only they have the machines nowadays, don't they? I used to have an uncle that would go to the casino to gamble. A lot. A lot. He actually made quite a bit of money on it, but that was back when you could count the cards. Now I think there's enough machines you can't really count the cards. All right, so let's get started with Reiki. I'm going to take my rings off so that we can do that. Sometimes whenever you do Reiki, as the energy flows through you, it can make your rings really hot. It can actually change the shape of them, shape them to your finger. We don't want that. Oh my goodness, this one is really tight. All right. This one's really tight too. What did I eat that had this much salt in it? Jeez. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do Reiki for everybody. I am setting the intention for whatever's for the highest and best good for each of you. If you have something more specific that you would like to set the Reiki for, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention. All right, we're going to do Reiki for 5 minutes. Nice little Reiki micro session. Those of you who don't know what Reiki does or what it is, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer those questions, but I don't want to bore you if you already know. So if you have questions about Reiki, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them while we're actually doing the Reiki. And then after we do Reiki, we are going to switch over into tarot readings. And this is just a micro session of Reiki. It'll help you. But if you need some real serious help, then you probably want to actually book a session with me. Those sessions last for an hour rather than 5 minutes. Four more minutes on our Reiki. What are you guys using your Reiki for? Did anybody adjust their intentions and make it for anything specific? I am feeling some energy moving down into somebody's feet and ankles. Maybe ankles even more than feet. This can be where somebody is just, kind of feeling it there, or actually has some kind of medical thing there. But the other thing this would have to do with would be if you're trying to follow your life purpose, but you feel like you've been thrown off of that a little bit, then this would allow you to come back into balance in following that life purpose. Or maybe even just the purpose for today, whatever that might be for you. And we have 3 more minutes on the Reiki before we switch to tarot. If any of you have questions about Reiki and what it is, let me know. Oh, hello there. Nancy G. Hello, hello. Froggy. Glad you're here. Was that your feet and ankles? It was the froggy feet. When I was going to high school, if somebody felt like taking an argument outside, we would call that feeling froggy. Are you feeling froggy? You feel like you want to jump? We have 1 more minute left on the Reiki. Got somebody's third eye coming into balance right now. Third eye has to do with your intuition. Could have been just yours. There could be more than one person that needs help with the feet and the ankles too, though. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, so let's wrap up the Reiki. I'm going to put on my rings, and I've got a little suggestion thing I want to read because I'm not used to doing these types of streaming without just going straight through the webcam. So I want to see what suggestion this thing's telling me. What do you say? What are you saying? All right, well, whatever that is, I don't know what to do about it. So that didn't help me much to look at their suggestion. I think they're expecting somebody to be sophisticated running a stream like this. They don't know. I'm just a country girl just trying to figure it all out. I did forget to light my candle before we got started. I want to light my candle. There we go. All right, so shall we take a peek? Shall we take a peek? Let's look at our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. See what shows up there. I want to see, what am I looking at here? Bring this back here. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. Best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. Everybody be thinking about what is it you want to manifest into your life? What would you like? Or what would you like more of? Better job? More happiness in general? Smoother relationships? More beautiful car? A greenhouse full of great plants that you can eat? What do you want to manifest? Chickens? Chickens with eggs? What do you want to manifest right now? All right, best manifestation advice. Oh, now that's interesting. We still have that glare. I didn't do anything with that light yet. See what I can do with that light. Oh, that's moving the camera too. That didn't help. What I need is a reflector on my wall. That would be better. All right, so we have no glare now, so that's better. So anyway, best manifestation advice. My little scratch pads on the camera. All right, best manifestation advice. We're starting off here with the Strength card. This talks about we're manifesting our self-confidence, our self-esteem. That's what we're working on. This is interesting with this middle card. This middle card is somebody that's coming to us that's saying, let me have some of your resources, or let me borrow some of your resources, maybe is what they're saying. But with my King of Pentacles in reverse, this says somebody sees us as being the money bags person, or as having the resources that they want, whether it's money or something else. They want us to share with them, but they don't really want to tell us why. And they don't really want to tell us why because they know that we would not be thrilled to have our resources go towards whatever this is that they want them for. Okay, so we can be getting some kind of weird story on that. All right. So this is somebody's trying to shake us down card. So we want to be aware. We want to manifest. We want to have the self-esteem and the self-confidence to stand up to this person and say, you know, I really like to help you, but I'd really like to help you with something that would actually be helpful. Not that. Not whatever it is you're not telling me. I went the 10 of Cups. This actually makes you pretty happy. So what are we manifesting? We're manifesting happiness. We're manifesting happiness through the self-confidence to actually look somebody in the eye and say, you know what? You're not being real with me. You're not being straight with me. And that means I'm not giving you my resources if you can't be straight with me about whatever it is you're going to use them for. So that's our best manifestation advice for the next 24 hours. Anybody who has a question you want me to look at, please put that question in the chat. If you don't have a question, you just want a message from Spirit, put that in the chat too. Hello there, Amanda. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Bum-ba-da-dum, bum-ba-da-dum. Who's going to be first? Blah, ba, da, da, da. I know y'all have questions. Nancy G. Okay, so Nancy, we're going to look at Oscar's feelings for you. Here's what I'm going to tell you, though. Feelings, I put fellings. Feelings are very transient. So within 10 minutes, this might be outdated, but we'll get a snapshot of his feelings at the time that I actually put the cards down. All right, so Sarah, oh my gosh, honey. Honey, your mom must have told you I was on. How are you? Okay, so Sarah wants to know, will she and hubby buy a house in 2025? Will you change to a better paying job this year? Froggy. Are you still working where you were last time we were talking? And you were worried about that lady? Oh, wow. Congratulations. Growing little family. How many boys and how many girls do you have now? All right, let's take a peek. Let's get started with this. Nancy wants to know, what are Oscar's feelings for Nancy at this moment? Oh, we had a card that tried to fly. It didn't really make it. We're going to take a peek at it. Ace of Wands in reverse. We don't like that. We're going to see if it shows up again or not. If we don't like it, we don't have to take it, right? That's the whole point. I don't like this camera is so far away. I feel like I'm having to stretch my hands out. Okay, that's better. All right. Oh, sorry to hear that. On a huge pay cut. All right. How is Oscar feeling about Nancy right now? How is Oscar feeling about Nancy right now? Boobity-doo-doo, boobity-doo-doo. It's got a little bit of tumultuous feelings with everything that was trying to flip, and that one did flip. Okay. Well, we didn't see the one that tried to flip earlier. That one basically said low energy. Not really feeling like doing anything about anything today. This camera looks crooked, doesn't it? Watch me fix my shit. There we go. That's better. Sorry, guys. All right, so that's because I tried to adjust the light and then the camera got all wonky because they're on the same kind of pedestal-ish type of thing. Anyway, Knight of Pentacles is a nice card because it talks about this idea of he's feeling like putting in energy towards a relationship. We've got the Lovers. That's nice. That's a nice partnership type of relationship. It doesn't tell me, with that Knight of Pentacles, it doesn't tell me if this is a romantic relationship or if this is a business relationship that he's putting energy and effort into. That Knight of Pentacles, though, is very slow, methodical. He's going to be thinking everything out. He wants to set a nice solid foundation for whatever this partnership is. He wants to set a nice solid foundation so that it'll be, the real deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if you were feeling a little bit restless because he's moving slow. That's how Knights of Pentacles do move. Okay, and then with the Ace of Swords, he's got some kind of new idea. And the Ace of Swords, okay, so the Ace of Wands says, oh, the chemistry. He'd like to be in your pants. We don't have the Ace of Wands here. We have the Ace of Swords. This is all mental. This is all mental action happening here. So he has some kind of idea about you, some kind of new idea. And the Ace is just the beginning of an idea. Somebody may or may not act on it once they've got it, but he's got some kind of idea. And I feel like he's feeling like he kind of knows what you like and what you don't like. He's got some kind of idea here about what would be an appropriate offer, maybe what would be an appropriate date or an appropriate ask. So he's got some kind of idea here. Are you going to hear about it soon? I don't know. With that Knight of Pentacles, maybe not. Maybe so. Depends if he feels like you guys are ready for whatever this idea is. But definitely moving slow, moving towards a partnership, slowly towards a partnership. It makes me think of the saying, my grandma's slow, but she's old. She has a reason. This person has his own reasons too for moving slow, but he does have some ideas about going forward. Okay, so that's for Nancy. Slow as molasses. All right, Sarah, you're up next, and Froggy, you're in the batter's box. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. And I hope it makes sense. Sometimes I look at how people feel about somebody else and then it's like, what? Why do they feel that way? I don't understand. So that's never a good sign that the other person is very mentally stable. Just saying. Someone's not in that type of thing. All right. Sarah. Will Sarah and her husband buy a house before January 1st of 2026? I feel like you're holding your breath for me, Sarah. I don't know what to make of your cards here. I think you will. Here's what's going on here. I think that you're buying a house in the middle of the year. And then I think what's going on is there's something that happens that's disappointing by the time the end of the year comes around whenever it comes to this house. And there's some kind of research that leads to this disappointment. Okay. So, the short answer is yes, there are things to know about this. All right. So, first of all, we've got the wheel. This just means that this is a good time for you to be looking for a house. Things are falling into place nicely. Six of Cups in reverse. This says you may not have a house like what you had when you were a kid. And maybe that's your ambition, is to have a house that's different than what you had when you were a kid, or maybe for what you're different than what your husband had as a kid, something like that. But I don't think it's going to be like, it's not going to be anybody's childhood home. Like, it definitely won't be the home that you had as a kid or that your husband had as a kid. I don't think it's going to be anybody's childhood home. Now, middle of the year, we've got the wheel showing up. This is completion. This is completion of a cycle, completion of a phase. To me, this is when you actually buy the house. So mid-year, so somewhere June, July, that time frame is what I would say. Maybe half a month to either side of June and July. After you've bought the house, oh my goodness. After you've bought the house, I know what's going on with the house. After you've bought the house, you're going to find out that it's haunted. That's funny. Because look, this is my research, and it's doing research into supernatural things. Five of Pentacles talks about disappointment, feeling kind of left out. The key is right there. You have the key for the house for sure. Are you going into that house? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe some ghosts have you all tripped out. So, I mean, you live kind of far away from me. I don't know that I could drive there and come cleanse the house for you once you find that out. But I would say you're going to want somebody to come in and cleanse that house, and you're not going to know it until after you've been in there for a little bit. I would also say be really careful in whatever spiritual studies that you're doing. Like, make sure you're not using a Ouija board or doing something that, you're not using appropriate protection, so that you're not actually accidentally bringing those spirits in that have to then be cleansed out later on. I kind of don't think you would do that just from what I know about you. I think you know how to do spiritual self-protection. So, yeah, just stay on top of your game. But yes, you will buy a house by the end of 2025. You'll probably need to have it cleansed about the end of that year. You'll buy it mid-year, though. What was it that didn't surprise you? Because I was not looking to see when your thing showed up. I was just focused on those cards. Infinite, hello, hello, welcome. All right, so let's see. That was Sarah. Froggy's up next. Let's see. Amanda, I haven't seen you ask for a reading. Infinite, if you have a question, put it in the chat box. Or if you want a message from Spirit, let me know. Oh, the house being haunted. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think this is a fun kind of haunting with that Five of Pentacles. That's kind of a, yeah, that's a disappointing situation. So I don't feel like this is like, oh, there's Sarah. She's in the kitchen. She always messes with my ice cube trays type of thing. This is a, oh my goodness, we got to get somebody in here for some backup to get rid of this stuff type of thing. All right, let's see. Froggy. Are you still in the room, Froggy? Message from Spirit for Infinite. Infinite, remind me again of your name because I don't remember again. And I'll put you on the list. All right, Froggy, Froggy. I'm glad that you're not with the Wild Witch. Well, if you're going to be here to support me, you may as well get a message, right? Okay, Annette. That's almost like Infinite. Maybe I can remember that next time. Okay, so I actually got Amanda on the list first and then Annette. Okay, excellent. The Wild Witch is somebody that Froggy used to work for. And she kind of had it out for Froggy, if I remember the story right. And not for any kind of sane reason. Okay, so Froggy. Will Froggy be starting a better paying job than what she's at right now by January 1st of 2026? Boopity doo doo, boopity doo doo, boopity doo 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 doo. Froggy, are you thinking of starting your own thing? Right. Nobody wants that kind of boss. I want to see this answer before we start talking. You have a part-time that's self-employment. Okay. I don't know that you're going to have a different job than that by the first day of January of 2026. I'll show you what's on the cards. That way you'll see why I asked that. First of all, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands talks about this idea of... Nine of Wands is this idea that talks about making preparations for something. Okay? So this card tells me what we're making preparations for. We're making preparations for a Seven of Pentacles in reverse. A Seven of Pentacles in reverse is a slow pay or a no pay. So somewhere where you're expecting a payday, I don't think you should keep expecting that they're going to pay you fairly. And maybe this is the job that you have that you want to replace. But if we're making preparations for this, I think this, maybe they have to cut hours or something like that. Something is going to get worse definitely before it gets better. All right. Now, with this Ace of Wands, this talks about an idea, an inspiring idea that you have. Okay. If you have an inspiring idea, we're not really talking about working for somebody else at this point. This is yours. And wands are very entrepreneurial. Okay. We have the 10 of Wands showing up in reverse. I think that you walk away from where you are now, even before you get anything else lined up other than what you're already doing on the side. That's what I think here with this, because my 10 of Wands in reverse talks about putting something down, putting some responsibilities down that we used to be carrying. Okay. Now, we end up with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Pentacles says there's a shortage. We don't have quite enough money. So even if you're walking away from this job that's not paying you very much, I think you're walking away before you've got your sideline thing ready to support you completely. Will you have a new job by the first day of 2026? I don't think so. Will you get sick of the stuff where you are now? I think so. And you've got enough coming in on the side to make you feel like maybe I can step into that. But I don't think it's really quite enough. I would love to do a reading for you and get advice for you on what to actually do with this situation. Like if you just step up promotion a little bit, will that change this outcome to where it's fine to do that? What is it that you can do to actually make this a workable situation? I would love to do a reading on that for you. All right, but that's what we've got for now. All right. Are you still talking to Mr. Mister? The Mister with the sewing machine? We haven't got to have a good gossip session in a long time. Okay, Amanda. Whenever this chat gets built up the way I want it to get built up, we're all going to be sitting around here gossiping in between cards, guys. Lisa Red, hello, hello. Layla, hello, hello. Glad to see you both in the room. Well, it looks like you may be in a little bit of a cycle, Froggy. Oh, that's good. I am glad to hear that. You may be in a little bit of a spin cycle. All right, anybody else in the room that wants me to answer a question, put a question in the chat box. If you want a message from Spirit, put that in the chat box too. I plan on being here for about 30 more minutes. Those of you who think I do okay on these little 3-card, 5-card spreads, whatever I do, you definitely want to book me for your own private reading where you can ask me whatever it is that you want to know. I will knock your socks off. Okay, so Amanda wants a message from Spirit. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Amanda, I hope you're still in the room. Lisa Red wants a message from Spirit. Let me put you on the list. Oh, I'm glad that you like it. It took me getting technical to figure that out. Really technical. Okay, Amanda is still in the room. Message from Spirit for Amanda. Everybody else, take a peek and see if it resonates for you. If it does, please make good use of it. If it does not, then let it go to the person who needs it. Amanda. Thank you. I can't get it to do this on Facebook. I haven't figured out why yet. But I can do it here and I can do it on Rumble like this. At first, I didn't know how to put my website up there. I figured that out. So now I feel like if anybody steals my content, whoop, too bad for them. They shouldn't be. Which brings up a point, guys. Scammers are out there. Let's just say that. Now, here's what you need to know about me and readings. Like I might tell you here in the free chat, like y'all just heard me tell Froggy, I would love to do a reading for you on blah, 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 blah. okay? Because I get really possessive of my peeps, y'all. And when I see something that I feel like, oh, we need to have some advice here, this is not the way we want things to work out, then that's when I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, we need to read on this. Okay, but I am never going to approach you directly. I'm not going to DM you, message you, leave you comments, reply to any of your comments, and say, we need to do a reading. Get a hold of me so that we can schedule that. No, you guys are grown adults here. If you guys want to have a reading and you want to find some information, you guys get to choose who you want your reader with, and you will contact me. But I am not going to scam you. I'm not going to say, get a hold of me on WhatsApp, get a hold of me here, there, anywhere. And the scammers are really creative. There's one on Facebook that has a page that they have stolen all of my pictures from. So it looks exactly like me, and the name is just a little bit different. It's off by one character. So these scammers get really creative. If you have somebody coming at you saying, get a hold of me for a reading, be guaranteed it is not me. It is not me. Every once in a while, I may put up flash sale. Readings are 50% off. That's as close as I'm going to come to saying, come get a reading with me. Okay? So don't fall for the scammers. I've had way too many people fall for them. Do not do that. Okay, so this is Amanda. It is really horrible. It is horrible because then my people think that it's me actually reading for them and somebody is texting them some kind of reading so they can't even hear my voice, which it's not my voice anyway. It's their voice. That's why they're texting. That is not me. That's not my mode of operation. Let's see. So, Amanda, let's look at your cards. Got totally distracted. Y'all can't tell I'm ADHD, can you? So, Amanda, you've got the Four of Cups showing up first. Four of Cups is my pity party card. Someone's having a pity party here, feeling sorry for themselves. And pity parties, I mean, I can't knock a pity party, but I can always advise against it. The reason I can't knock a pity party is because when we are having one, oh my goodness, does it feel so good. It feels so justified. How could this be happening to me? I am such a good person. I'm always doing good for people. How could this terrible thing be going on? I mean, it feels so justified. However, it is not productive. It doesn't help us move forward at all. It just actually makes us feel worse and worse and worse. So we start spiraling downward. Okay? So, no pity parties allowed for anybody who watches my videos. Just saying. Now, but we do see this idea of feeling sorry for yourself, feeling like there has been some kind of disappointment, and it has you in this funk, okay? That's what we see here. Now, this can be past, present, or future. I talk about it like it's present because the cards are in front of me right now. Now, my next card that we have showing up here is the Eight of Cups. I'm sorry, guys. I'm used to just the face view. But anyway, the Eight of Cups talks about walking away. Walking away from something that has made us feel, I almost said somebody, walking away from somebody or something that has made us feel exhausted or depleted. And look, you can see how she's left this bowl just kind of floating in the pool. She's like, you know what? I've gotten up. I'm walking away. I don't have the energy to reach back in there and try to fish that thing out of that pool. I'm out. So that's what this is. Okay, so you've walked away from something. You're having a pity party. You knew you had to walk away from it, but that doesn't keep you from having this pity party about having to do it. Okay? So, next. Best advice or heads up around this thing. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Mm-mm. I just want to make sure I'm reading this thing right because my first assumption is. Okay. All right. So, you've got the World card showing up in reverse for your advice or heads up. This World card in reverse is kind of like my Ten of Swords in reverse, only louder. It's basically saying, this is not over. All right? Now, you, my friend, have walked away from this situation. No worries. Definitely you have. No second guessing that. All right? You're out. Bye-bye. Done. This person is not letting you go that easy. Nay, nay. Nay, nay. And with this Lovers card coming up next, they're sucking you right back into the situation. Right back into whatever that partnership was that you had going on for a conversation. And this can be an important conversation. But I'm going to tell you, with the imagery on this card, I think in this conversation, after this person sucks you back into this partnership, whether it's business or romantic, whatever it is, it's emotionally having an impact on you, definitely. Once they suck you in, I feel like they're having this, they want to have this conversation. They want to do the blame game. And what I'm feeling intuitively, which I don't often see with this card, but I feel like this person is trying to run away from the blame. It's all your fault. Everything is all your fault. So if this relationship, whatever this partnership, whatever it is, their version of the story is going to be that if this is going to be any better than it was, it's going to be because you have to change. Not them. Just you. The question is, are you up for that? Do you think that's fair and right? Because if you think that's fair and right, if you weren't putting much in before, maybe that's fair and right. I think if you're feeling this down, I think you were putting a lot in before, probably. You're the one that felt like you had to walk away. This person, sometimes they say somebody wants to come back, but they don't want to make any changes. They don't want to make changes. They want you to make changes. Just so you know. Okay, so that's Amanda's cards. Did anybody get a piggyback off of that? You guys may not know yet, I guess, huh? All right, Annette, you're up next. Ms. Annette and Lisa Red is in the batter's box. Guys, don't forget to share this video out to the world in case somebody else would like a reading. Looks like I'll probably have plenty of time to hit somebody else after that. Layla, did you ask for a reading? Layla, do you have a question for me, or do you want a message from Spirit? Okay. Layla. You're desperate. You didn't say anything? What? And you guys, you know you could get private readings with me too if you don't actually want to ask questions here in the live stream. I do 1 and 2 question readings that are recorded, or if you want an actual live reading, you can do that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes. Okay, if you have a question, Layla, stick it in there. If you want a message, put message from Spirit in the chat. Okay, so here we go. This is for Ms. Annette and anybody who gets a piggyback off of this. For Ms. Annette. For Ms. Annette. Annette. Oops. Forgot I moved the camera. I'm looking at the cards. I glanced up at the camera. I was like, oh, they can't really see those. I need to make me smaller because I'm in my way. Yes. Actually, I'm less in the way up here. Let's do that. There. That makes me happier. If you're feeling like a hot damn mess, you might could use a reading too. Just saying. Just saying. Alicia, hello, hello. Layla, oh my goodness. Okay, so you... So what will happen? So you want to know if the landlord will actually like fix the steps, help with the medical bills. What will the landlord do? I think that's what you're asking me, right? He better at least fix the steps. Jeez. He should do a lot more than that. Okay, will she be successful with help for money from the... Oh, okay. Gotcha. And he's not gonna... That's an ugly situation. Do you have an interest or not? You're saying you may have an interest. Do you have an interest, Alicia? Guess he should have listened then, shouldn't he, Layla? Okay, so we're doing Alicia. Do you just want to know if he's interested in you too? We're going to look at how does he view you or how does he feel about you? Well, that's because he's gambling that you guys won't take him to court. If they have documentation that they asked about those steps being fixed in the fall, and probably even without it. Like, I don't know, real estate law is different in every state, but still. Okay, who was I actually reading for here? I put down cards for somebody, but we haven't talked about them yet. This was Annette. After Annette is Lisa. So Lisa read, you're in the batter's box. After that is Layla. And then after that is Alicia. Good. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Annette. First of all, when we look at your situation, we've got the strength card coming up. I really like this. This talks about the idea that your self-esteem is in a good place. It also can talk about the idea that you're healthy if you've been recovering from something, and maybe you have, because that's covered by the Four of Swords. So this could be saying that you're really in good health because you've taken the time to, rest and recover and recuperate. I swear, guys, I'm the only one that I know who has little belches after drinking coffee. So embarrassing. I apologize. All right. Now let's look at your best advice or heads up around this. First of all, we have the Hanged Man showing up in reverse, which when the Hanged Man is in reverse, this says that you've been thinking some things over already, and you've really already come to some kind of conclusion about the best way to move forward. Okay? So, maybe you've healed up from something, and the whole time that you were healing, you were thinking, when I feel better, I'm going to go do blah, blah. It's time to go do blah, blah. Six of Cups talks about this idea of having sentimental memories. So this would say, I'm going to go do something that I remember as being beautiful and fun or whatever that I have good memories about. I want to go redo this. The time is now with the Hanged Man in reverse. Of course, I'm always speaking as if it's now because the cards are in front of me right now. So maybe this already happened. Maybe this is in the future. But when you're feeling better, that's when the time is to go do this thing that you have fond memories of. Nine of Wands in reverse basically says you don't have to prepare a whole lot for this. This is something you can do spontaneously. Just go do it. Just decide. Be like Nike. Just do it. Yes, they did. That's my strength card. That's my strength card. And it talks about health. And I don't know how you're feeling physically, but with this in reverse, this says it's time to go do those things that you have good memories about. Have you been thinking about going to do something once you feel better? And this is my just do it card. Being very in the moment, just do it. What have you been thinking about doing? Inquiring minds want to know. So, you guys, this is the kind of thing that happens at a personal reading. Well, then it's time. And with that Nine of Wands coming up there, that says just be in the moment. Just let the pieces fall together and just do it. This says the Nine of Wands, when it's right side up, says make preparations. When it's in reverse, it's just be in the moment, go with the flow. Well, working out at the gym you can do without moving, but this is not. Let me ask you this. Do you have good memories from the South? From being in the South before? I'm waiting for your answer, and then we're going to talk about this card. But you love the summer sun. So that might be fantasies with the Child of Cups or the Six of Cups. Gotcha. All right. Well, I wanted to point out this card was on the bottom of the deck while I was questioning you and talking to you. This is my Temperance card. This is another card of healing. We also had the Four of Swords earlier where you saw her just kind of resting in the nest as part of your situation. This also talks about healing because it talks about all things working together in harmony. And for the body to be perfectly healed, all things have to work together in harmony in the body. So for me, that's another card of healing. And it came up as I was talking to you about, okay, well, what are the good memories about? Why is it sentimental? So I would not read that into it. I would not read a former boyfriend into it at all. Okay. I'm seeing more of the angel wings here and the harmony of how he's almost like balancing the sun and the moon out. This is all about harmony. Although now I don't know, like the lovers came up right below that, maybe. But I was not seeing that. I was only looking at temperance. Hello there, best version. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so Lisa Red. Let's do a message from Spirit for you. Miss Lisa. Are you feeling froggy? Get some excitement? Ready to jump? Okay, Lisa Red is here. Let's take a peek at what Lisa's message is. Well, it's nice to get that libido back, isn't it? Let's see here. Lisa Red. Lisa Red. Everything happens in its season, honey bunny. There's always a reason. Ooh, nice starter card. Yep. Okay. Of course, we had to season it right up and make it spicy. All right. What do we have going on here? Okay. So, Lisa, first of all, you've got the World card. The World card talks about the ideal, something that you're shooting for, a goal. Sometimes it's about ending a phase. You may be looking to end a particular phase right now, especially because we have the Nine of Swords over it. You can see this is pretty stressed out. All these birds, they don't really seem to be bringing her messages. They seem to be coming in for the attack, the dive bomb. So she's kind of stressed out. All right. What's interesting is she's not even really aware of the dive bomb because she's got enough of her own internal stress going on. Okay. So there's some kind of cycle that you really want to end, and you really want to end badly. It's actually making you feel very stressed out because you're afraid, what if I can't end this? I really want to end this cycle. What if I can't? How do I do this? How am I going to pull this off? Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of stress here around ending this cycle. Okay, now let's look at best advice or heads up. You want to end the cycle with somebody who is too dang bossy, maybe even physically bossy. They may lay their hands on you, maybe. King of Wands in reverse, sometimes he can be over the top. King of Wands is naturally a leader. They're naturally in charge anyway. When they're in reverse, they can take that to extremes in a way that's not healthy, to the point of actually physically, like if they don't want you to go somewhere, physically restraining you, or even worse. Doesn't have to be that. I would like to think it's not that extreme, that this is somebody who's just a little too bossy. Either way, I think this is the person that you're trying to end this cycle with because they're just too much. Too much. And it looks to me like they're working on alienating your friends. I don't think they've alienated all of them, but they're working on it. And I think some of your friends are coming around less now because it's difficult for them to witness whatever's going on with this person. Okay? So your friendship sector is seeming more and more distant because they're afraid of coming around and they don't want to be causing any problems between you and this person. They feel like there's enough problems without them being around and adding to it. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune on the end of this. Wheel of Fortune for me, when it's in reverse, talks about this idea of getting ready for an opportunity to come in. A lot of people say that the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is bad luck. Well, we can see you're definitely dealing with some kind of bad luck here. Okay? Now, Wheel of Fortune for me in reverse means something a little different. It means that we know that there's some kind of opportunity that can come into us, something that's good that we can grab onto, that we can move forward with productively and happily. When it's in reverse, this says we're getting ready for that opportunity. We're lining things up. We're making plans. So, like if you're planning on moving away from somebody who possibly is even abusive, then, or at the very least is just mean, then this could be, I'm looking to see where can I couch surf until I find a place to rent. I'm looking to see what does it cost me to rent my own place. I'm making sure that I have enough money set aside so that I can make it on my own for a few days. Whatever this is, whatever this cycle is that you're stressed out about trying to complete with whoever this person is, I think you can still rely on your friends, but they're not coming around as much because that causes trouble. They don't want to cause trouble. They're still your friends. They're still loyal to you. And it's time to start making preparations for you to actually get this ended. And it's time for you to involve your friends in those preparations. It's time for you to ask somebody, hey, can I couch surf at your place for a week or two? Can I do whatever it is I need to do? Can you help me with whatever I need help with so that I can actually complete this cycle and do what I need to do. They'll help you, but you have to let them know you need the help and that you're ready for the help. So far, you haven't been ready for the help because you've been standing up for this guy, even though this person, whether it's a guy or a girl, hasn't been treating you very good. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you, honey. I know it's scary, but you've still got some friends out there. Friends are our greatest resource, way more so than money. You're welcome, my friend. Keep yourself safe while you're doing this. All right, let's see. Who's up next? Layla. Okay, will Layla be successful in getting help for her daughter in the form of, will Layla be successful in getting financial help for her daughter around the situation with the stairs? I'm probably not going to be here long enough to take any more questions, honey. That's 2 questions. Let's start with just one. Okay. I don't see the landlord coming up off of much. I also don't see the justice card here, so I don't see you taking him to court. That might change if you were to take him to court. I don't know. But I don't see him coming up off of much. I do see your daughter in the spread, though, so I think Spirit's answering both of your questions. Your daughter is pretty independent and self-sufficient. She's somebody who just is like a cat. She just lands on her feet all the time. All right? And then we have the Empress showing up here. Well, look, she just had a baby. The Empress is obviously pregnant here. But the Empress is also my master manifesting, our mistress of manifestation. She's very creative. Very creative. She can create anything out of whatever's in front of her. So this tells me that she's really good, number one, at making do, but she's also really good at being creative as well. So she may have some good ideas to put out to the world. So, what's oh my God? Now, 7 of Swords, to me, this is more the landlord. The landlord's kind of slinking away from this as quick as he can. So I would say best way for her to use this manifesting energy is not having to do with the landlord, but having to do with creating her own stuff aside from the landlord. And really relax. Really just relax. For me, this Page of Swords, remember, it's all stressed out. We just saw this in the last spread. It's all stress. Okay? When it comes up in reverse, for me, it's relax. It's kick your feet up on the coffee table. Spirit's got your back. Obviously, whatever nudges Spirit brings in, she'll follow those nudges. But she's not going to be stressed out about what the landlord's doing. Whatever. The landlord is whatever. She's going to be moving on. In fact, I can't help it. I just want to pull this card out of that spread completely. He doesn't even belong there. He's sneaking away. He's slinking away. He doesn't belong in that spread. She's going to be very relaxed about how she handles things. The World card in reverse. The world is not coming to an end. This is a card that says, it ain't over, baby. And it doesn't just say it. It just like screams it. So she's going to be just fine. She's going to be just fine. He's going to slink away. She may end up later on deciding to take him to court because this ain't over, baby. But also, she's not over. So she's going to be just fine. I don't know for sure if she takes him to court or not. She might. But she's going to be just fine as far as money goes, too, because she has friends. I mean, the landlord is not her sole source of money. She knows people who are happy to help her. She probably has a nice church group or something. She has people around her besides just you who are happy to help her. She'll be fine. That landlord and his karma, on the other hand, that'll be a different story. All right, now, let's see. I think I had another person, didn't I? Alicia. Yep, you're quite welcome. Don't stress. Okay. Yeah, we don't need this page anymore. All right. Alicia wants to know, how does John view her or feel about her? I have a hard time reading my own handwriting. Alicia, are you still in the room? By the way, guys, I do offer private readings. If you check out my website, you can see all the things I do, because I do readings, I do Reiki, I cleanse houses, I do mentoring sessions for people who want to tap into their own abilities. Check it all out. All right. Alicia, are you in the room, my friend? Are you still here? She might have got a phone call or something. All right, I'm not seeing that Alicia is here, and I've been here for over an hour, so it's time for me to take off and see what other kind of things I can get taken care of today. If you guys want to book a private reading with me, you see my website right there on the screen. All you have to do is check it out. All my contact information is there. You can reach out to me there. There she is. I had given up on you. If you want to book a private anything with me, all you have to do is reach out to me at my contact information on my website. We can get you scheduled and taken care of quickly. So Alicia wants to know, how does John view her or feel about her? Let's take a peek. And of course, this is feelings are always transient. You are quite welcome, Infinite. All right. Did you bite his head off, Alicia? Looks like you might have bit his head off, or else he witnessed you biting somebody's head off. Oh my gosh, there's so much delay on Alicia's line. Okay, well, let's talk about this while I'm waiting to see if you bit his head off, because that's hilarious. Seven of Pentacles, I'm not sure how I feel about this, actually, because this is my payday card. And in relationships, it's really hard for me to see this any way other than someone seeing you as like a cash cow. Like that you have something that he wants, whether it's financial resources, maybe he wants to borrow your lawnmower. I don't know. You didn't? Well, that's funny. Then he may be anticipating that. All right, so anyway, I have a hard time with this. This to me is the other way that this could be coming in. And if this makes more sense, then I would take it this way. But the other way this could be coming in is he may feel like he's invested a lot in you, and he may feel like that investment is getting ready to pay off. And that's not so much a bad thing. That could be somebody who's invested some time and energy and effort into the relationship or into you and how you're doing in life. And just expecting that you're the type of person that would appreciate that and that would express that to him could be happening too. That was such a terrible example with all the snow on the ground, wasn't it? All right, so 10 of Cups is interesting, though, because this talks about happiness, that you make him happy. He feels really happy when he's hanging out with you, when he's spending time with you, talking with you, whatever, that you make him feel happy. Okay, so I like that card. I like that card a lot. And if that's paired up with I've really invested in this relationship rather than I see you as a cash cow, great. If this is, oh, I think I found my cash cow and now I'm really happy, I don't like that at all. We may have to clarify this a little bit. Now, the Queen of Cups, if you have not already bit this man's head off, he's expecting you to. He sees you as somebody who can be really emotional and that you can be triggered, that you've got a hair trigger, basically, is what I'm feeling about that. All right? So we're going to clarify the Seven of Pentacles because that could go either really good or really bad. And I want to know which way it really goes. So we're going to use our Lenormand to clarify that right now. I have a thing about being seen as a cash cow. I've been a cash cow too many times. And I know it seems crazy because I've never really felt like I had all that much money to be a cash cow. But you would be surprised how men are. All right, so let's take a peek. What is this card all about? Not me. My rising sign's Taurus, and I'm not going to let somebody call me that. Let's see here. Clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, we have clouds. Mountain. None of this is a financial card here, so that makes me very happy. This tells me that there's some kind of confusion. And the confusion has to do with either an obstacle or maybe if you guys are at a distance, then he may be confused because you're at a distance. Right? Right on the lawnmower. Maybe that's the snowblower in this season. Put away the snowblower. Stick it in the garage. Don't let him see it. All right, so this is an interesting card because the mountains can talk about obstacles, can talk about things being at a distance. And I've also seen it when I lived in the mountains. It also talked about something that was literally in the mountains. Okay. And this is something that's secret. So I think what we have going on here, actually, there is this confusion because he's not sure what the outcome is going to be with you. All right. He's hoping because he has overcome some obstacles for you, even though he's not really said a lot about it. Like he hasn't complained about anything. But he's hoping that because he's overcome some things to talk to you, to be with you, to make you happy, whatever, but he's overcome some things here. Even though he hasn't complained about it, he's hoping that you'll notice and appreciate. So to me, this is that second meaning that I saw where he's really kind of invested in you or invested in the relationship. He's thinking that it is paying off or that it's going to pay off soon. It makes him happy. But he's also worried that you're just going to be, this is my volcanic emotional explosion. He doesn't know what to expect from you. Now, if he doesn't know what to expect from you, let's remember some things. A lot of times we're operating out of programming that's given to us when we're little kids. And when we get into a romantic relationship or we're interested in somebody romantically, we can take those patterns that we learned as kids and superimpose them onto our new person. So say that he had a parental figure, a mom, an aunt, a grandma, sometimes even a dad, whatever, but a parental figure that sometimes was emotionally very soft and comforting and available, and sometimes was a raging hyena, then that would be a situation where someone would project that onto us, like they don't know what to expect from us because they know what patterns they're used to in life. and they're used to people filling those patterns or following those patterns. So if you haven't already bitten his head off, then for him to be expecting this probably has more to do with his programming than with you. So I think you should know that. But I also think that this part is what causes the confusion on, will there actually be a payoff for the obstacles he's overcome and the investment he's actually made into this relationship without even complaining. So he may have made some sacrifices for this relationship that you just don't even know about right now, and you may not ever. So that's very sweet. I guess you don't have to hide the snowblower after all. Or the lawnmower. All right, guys, so that wraps it up for me. Thank you all very much for being here. Y'all remember how to get a hold of me. Just go to my website. All my contact information is there. If you guys want to get a weekly written prediction for each sign, you want to sign up for my newsletter. That's also on my website. And yeah, I would be happy to read for any of you privately if you want that. Everybody have a fantastic day. Peace.